What's up, everybody? You guys should be able to hear me now. I don't know why I was having technical difficulties last time. Let me know if you guys hear me loud and clear. Let a few people get in the chat. Again, just let me know if you guys hear me loud and clear. It's a late delay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube because it works. I just tried it on my other program on my laptop, but for some reason it wasn't working with YouTube Live. So it must be something with YouTube. But if you guys can hear me, even if it is a delay, uh, I guess I'll just have to work with it. How's everybody doing though? Let me know how's your week going so far? As you already know, let me know where everybody's coming in from. Let me know where everybody's checking in from in the chat. Junk, what's up, brother? Echo, how are you? Rose, how are you? Stella, peace and love, everybody, for tuning in. Virginia, Dallas, shout out to Dallas, shout out to Virginia. Peace, peace. Can I get some of them likes? Let me get some of them likes before we get into this conversation. We're going to talk about the subconscious mind, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the love. Thank you, everybody. Great day. Soul Matters. Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate the likes. Thank you, everybody. Are we going to get it in? We're going to get it in. As usual, like I said, like with every like I said, with every Q&A, I'm open to all questions. Of course, I have a theme, but again, I'm not one of those people that really like to just, ignore questions and ignore what's on everybody's mind. So I like to go in all directions. So if you guys, thank you, appreciate you, ASMR Rose. You always show love with. Again, I can't wait to connect with you again because you always show love with the donations, and I appreciate that. That's just love right there. So I appreciate you. Samari Lee, thank you for tuning in. But like I was saying, this is live Q&A, so that means any questions concerning life period. Okay, because as we know, spirituality is not just talking solely about spirituality. Like I always say about the four worlds. Okay, that's the physical realm, that's the emotional realm, that's the mental realm, and the spiritual realm. You got to combine all this stuff in order to really be effective in what you're trying to do in life. Okay. So speaking on the subconscious mind, that's going to affect all four worlds because as we already know, the subconscious mind controls reality. Okay. Now, before I jump into this, Is there any question? Oh, okay. I see, John. You're saying how much is it for the make money from home guide? Uh, I was I was originally trying to let that go, but if you're really interested, it's selling. I'm selling it for $150. Basically, if you're not familiar, I'm breaking down exactly how me and my team bring in money on a monthly basis. Okay, I have a team because obviously I'm not, that's the whole main thing that I'm teaching you when it is so, and I'm sorry for all this noise in the background. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the noise in the background. They just so happen to start working on the street right in front of me. Okay. Like I don't know why. But basically what I'm teaching in that session is how to automate the process of working online because as you already know, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can get money online, right? But what is the purpose if it's sort of just like a job, even though you're working from home? But again, what people don't understand is that when you work for yourself, you're working longer hours than if you just worked at a job because again, you're doing everything yourself. So the main thing is for most people, all these different ways to work online are not really what you love to do. Now, remember what I always say about what you love to do. We're just using this as a form of getting some income so we can have the time to do what we love to do. All right. That's the main key thing point. Have the time so you can do what you love to do. So that's why I have a team of people that do everything for me. That's the main thing that I'm teaching you. Of course, all the different ways to learn how to make money online, but also how to make sure you position the right people around you so they're doing the work for you. Okay. And this is very, very affordable. All right. So John, to answer your question, if you're interested in that, please send me an email at occulthealing22 at gmail.com. I always say it, guys. The email's in the description of this video. But yeah, I'm selling it for $150. Okay. And again, like I said, that's going to teach you exactly what we're doing to make money online and also how you can position yourself where you're not doing the bulk of the work. Like me, I'm just the overseer, but all that money, comes to me primarily. Okay. Is there any other questions concerning anything spirituality, anything that we can touch upon before I hop into this lecture about the subconscious mind, which is really just a conversation, guys? I try to save the exact lectures for the regular videos, right? Where I have a topic, but I still always want to have a theme so we can get into it. Oh, Binky's Empire. So you're asking, can you talk about your subconscious mind in a lucid dream? Um, So let me describe what a lucid dream actually is. Okay. Uh, no, John, you're talking about the money spell. Okay. My how to make money from home session was never $60, but my money spell is $60. You're probably talking about the money spell. Is that what you mean? The money spell? Okay. That's probably what you mean. Like I said, the money spell is $60. All right. Actually, the how to make money from home session was even more than that at one point in time. I was originally selling it for $250, but I brought it down because, like I said, I wasn't really, because basically what I tried to do with that session is I'm trying to help people out. I'm trying to help people out. So when they hit me up, like I'm trying to work with them and make sure they actually, do it. So that's why we can work something out. As everybody knows with how I am, I'm always trying to work something out with people. So we can work something out. Just email me. Just send me an email at coldhealing22 at gmail.com And like I said, I'm always willing to help everybody out. Anybody else can that has bought something from me and I worked with them, they can attest to that, I'm always trying to help people out. Okay. So yeah, just send me an email. We'll work something out, brother, and we'll get you set up. All right. So I know I was skipping around. I'm sorry, Binky's Empire. All right. So we were talking about subconscious mind and a lucid dream. So let's explain what the lucid dream is, okay? Because it's a whole different realm that your subconscious mind is connected to. All right. Now remember, your subconscious mind affects that realm as well. But the dream realm is not ruled by Saturn, and this is why things are all over the place in your dreams. There's no structure to it. Things just happen. Next thing, something else happens. It's because it's ruled by Neptune. The dream world is ruled by Neptune. All right. Now when you're lucid dreaming, this means that you're bringing your consciousness into the lucid dream. Okay. So what do I mean? Because when you're having a regular dream, you have no control over it, right? Because it's reflecting only your subconsciousness. All right. It's reflecting only your subconsciousness. But when you're having a lucid dream, you're bringing your full conscious mind into the dream itself. Okay. So here's the benefit of having a lucid dream, is because you can start shifting and controlling things within your subconscious mind. Key thing here. You can start shifting and controlling things. This is the main reason why alchemists and other people interested in the occult were so adamant about lucid dreaming, because you can change things within your subconscious mind. It's very, very hard to change anything within your subconscious mind any other way. Of course, like I said before, we can become obsessed with things. We can try to program ourselves, right? Program ourselves endlessly and tirelessly till it affects the subconscious mind. But the quickest way, and of course, it's not easy to lucid dream, but once you get the hang of lucid dreaming, you can start changing things, because it's basically a full view, a full movie of what's in your subconscious mind, whatever it may be. And there's people that create their own worlds within lucid dreams, that they can keep coming back to the same place. Again, that's really advanced when you're really, really getting into this stuff. Okay. When you're really getting into this stuff. Remember the last live stream I was telling you one of the quickest ways, one of the secrets of making yourself lucid dream. Of course, you can have supplements such as mugwort, but as most of you probably already know, mugwort alone is not going to do it. Mugwort is a supplement. It supplements something. Herbs, all these things supplement things. That's why they're called supplements. Okay. So again, you could take mugwort. You can, some people smoke it, some people put it in a tea, whatever, how you guys can do your own research on that. Now, but the thing is, there has to be some kind of techniques. One technique, of course, is having a dream journal. Like I always say, because a dream journal brings consciousness to what it brings consciousness to what your subconscious mind is speaking to you. So literally just writing down your dreams and then reviewing them constantly, or at least consistently, this is bringing consciousness to your subconsciousness in a metaphorical way, which will in turn affect your dream state. Okay. Which in return affect your dream state. So here we go. Taking mugwort, having a dream journal. Now, also what I said in my last live stream is about having a certain technique that could be I'll tell you guys what I do. Like I said, the technique for me is when I was really focused on lucid dreaming. Okay. Which, when I was really focused on lucid dreaming, which was a couple years ago, where I was lucid dreaming consistently at least a couple times a week. So I was I was really focused on that because I was trying to do subconscious mind training, subconscious mind work. So basically, again, like I said, number one, taking mugwort. Number two, writing in a dream journal. Number three is finding a technique. Like this varies with different people. I'm telling you mine. Mine was I would look at my palm, okay, as frequently as possible throughout the day, and I would count my fingers. All right. I know that sounds weird, but this is what it is. Frequently throughout the day, let's just say I'm just chilling, sitting down, right? And I would look at my palm and count my fingers. Of course, I'm not doing it like this in front of everybody, but in my mind, I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because anybody that's experienced with lucid dreaming knows that when you look at your palm, right, it's not going to be 5. It might be 3. It might be 7. It sounds weird, all right? But all right, so what's going to happen is that when you create that habit in your conscious mind, right? In your regular day life, when you create that habit, what's going to happen is that when you're dreaming, you're going to have a habit of looking at your palm. And when you realize it's not 5, that's when you're consciously going to wake up. And then that's what we call a lucid dream. Okay? That's what we call a lucid dream. So, and then like I said, when you're in a lucid dream, you can start changing with what is in your subconscious mind. Because like I said, you're getting a clear picture, a clear movie of what's in that subconscious mind. You can start changing things. All right. Anybody that's ever seen the movie Inception, the whole dang movie was about the subconscious mind. Okay. So hopefully Binky Empire, hopefully that answers your question. Okay. Our stellar regimen, our shooting star is a spiritual sign. Um, I mean, the thing is, everything is a spiritual sign. Any kind of coincidence with anything is a sign. Okay, not just a shooting star. So to answer your question, yes, but I'm saying that the whole the whole reason of becoming conscious is understanding synchronicity. All right. So when you see certain numbers, like if you see certain numbers all the time, people tell me all the time they're seeing 11, 11, 22, 22. These are all signs. When you think of somebody and they give you a call, you're thinking of somebody. I know we all had that happen before, right? We're thinking of somebody and all of a sudden they call us or they text us or you wind up seeing them. That is also a spiritual sign. Okay. So the thing is, you got to be alert for all kinds of spiritual signs. But yes, seeing a shooting star again. But the whole thing is that I know that people like to try to pinpoint what it exactly means for you. But like I said before, even with the number synchronicity, that everything is personal for you, just like your astrology reading, just like your numerology reading, everything is personal for you. If somebody doesn't know your reality and they don't know who you are, they can't tell you what these spiritual signs mean. Okay. They can only tell you what it means from their perspective, from their perception of reality. And that's the key thing. This is why dream interpretation is a scam. You can't interpret somebody's dreams if you don't know their reality, if you don't know, you know, their upbringing, if you don't know their family ties, if you don't know their mind. So somebody that can help interpret your dreams is somebody that really knows you, that spends a lot of time with you. You see? Kevin Jones, did you have an astrology reading with me before? Because I see your question right now. You're asking about the Sun conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Let me know if you had an astrology reading with me. Because before, like I said, that I don't know if you did or not. You gotta let me know. Oh, you did. Okay. So, all right, cool. Kevin, send me shout out to everybody coming into the live stream, yo. Thank you. I appreciate everybody coming in. But yeah, Kevin, send me an email and we can talk about that. All right. So X Purple, you're saying, what is this channel? I'm new. Uh, I don't even know how you got the notification. But basically, again, this channel, we're speaking on spiritual topics, but not just spiritual topics. We're talking about, you know, practical topics as well, because as we know, right, all of my followers know that we understand the four worlds. So that means that we understand that all different parts of life are connected. So you're going to have to talk about money. You're going to have to talk about business. You're going to have to talk about relationships. You're going to have to talk about knowledge. You're going to have to talk about spirituality as well. It's not separate. Okay. It's not separate. So to answer your question, okay, shout out to everybody in the live stream. All right. Is there any questions before I hop back into this subconscious mind? Any questions concerning anything? But like I said, just to talk a little bit more about lucid dreaming, guys. Like I said, that's a powerful technique. So, like I said, to bring it back again, just in case there's some new people in the live chat. Lucid dreaming, one thing you can get is a supplement. The best supplement that I think personally, and also from research as well, um, is mugwort. Okay, I get my mugwort from mountainroseherbs.com. Phenomenal website. Okay, phenomenal website. Okay. So mountainroseherbs.com is my website. But I mean, you can find it anywhere. Of course, the best you want it organic. But mugwort, you take a supplement mugwort. Now the thing about mugwort, guys, you don't want to take it daily, like every single day. Now, what you can try to do is, all right, let's just say you take it from Monday through Friday, and then you take a break for a little while, for like 5 days as well. You don't want to take this consistently. Okay. You don't want to take this consistently. That's the thing with everything. All right. When it comes to supplements, all right. Some supplements depending on, but you don't want to take, like you don't want to take supplements like 6 months in a row every single day. All right. You got to understand the herb that you're working with. Now for mugwort, it's a little bit, it's kind of potent. It's going to mess up your sleep cycle. So that's why you want to take it for like 5 days. Like I said, write in that dream journal. Like I said, number 2 is writing in a dream journal. Basically, it's having a journal right next to your bed. So when you have a dream, as soon as you wake up, you write down as much as possible that you remember. And that, again, that's going to bring consciousness to your subconscious. All right. You're going to start understanding your subconscious mind, even if you don't know what it means initially. Okay. You're going to start bringing understanding. And again, that's going to help you tap into lucid dreaming. And then, like I said, finding a little quirk. It could be anything. I mean, like I said, it could be anything that you create a habit. Like I said, mine's was every so often I look at my hands, I count the fingers on my hands. So when I do that in a dream, I consciously wake up. And then you're in lucid dreamland, basically. Okay. Oh, Echo, I'm just seeing your question all the way in the back. Any reputable websites to buy crystals? I can't remember off the top of my head because I don't like to I used to buy crystals online all the time until I have a store near me. It's called Earth Speaks. And I like to buy crystals that way. So I can't even give you a website. I can't even remember because I haven't bought crystals online in a long time. Okay. It's been years. It's been like 9 years since I bought a crystal online. Like I go to these crystal shops and they have all the crystals everywhere. And I like to get my crystals like that. Okay. All right. So let me look at some of these questions. How can we tap into our unconscious mind? Okay, so good question. Now, first thing I want to talk about is affirmations, right? Now, everybody knows what affirmations are. Uh, but remember, here's the one thing about the subconscious mind, guys. The subconscious mind doesn't understand verbal language. Okay? Doesn't understand written language. You got to remember, as far as in human history, written language is a new concept. All right? Written language is a new concept. Now, anybody that's had the magic coaching sessions with me, you already know that I told you about what the purpose of writing was for in the beginning anyway. If you go back to any ancient culture, we're talking about on tablets, we're talking about on the walls of Kemet, or Egypt, for those that don't know the term. Okay, we're talking about ancient Mesopotamia, we're talking about ancient Sanskrit. All these forms of writing were known as spells. All right. That's why the Christian church didn't want you reading anything, because they said it was of the devil. They were telling you it was spell work. But of course, we know that spell work is not evil or anything. But according to the Christian church, spell work is evil. So of course, they're going to tell you not to read the walls of Kemet, because writing itself was not a form of communication the way that we use communication today, as far as like I write you something and you read it and you respond. And no, it was spell work. That's why it's always in story format. That's why it's always in metaphorical format. And when we read these things, we take it literal, because we live in a literal generation where we think everything that is what it is, or what it seems to be, is what I want to say. Everything and what it seems to be, that's what we take it as. We don't understand layers. Okay. You got to understand the layers of life. Like I said, understand these four worlds. Remember, the physical is all the way at the bottom. Everything trickles down from the spiritual. So the spiritual trickles down to the mind trickles down to the emotions trickles down to the body. Think about it in psychology terms. All right. You have a thought. That thought causes you to feel something. Remember, the thought is what we know as the air element. Is the mind. So you have a thought. That thought causes you to feel something, which is the emotional realm. That feeling causes you to make a movement. That's the physical realm. So whatever you see in the physical realm is not a cause, it's an effect. Okay? It's not a cause, it's an effect. So, all right. So one way, all right, here's one way, because I know I'm really long-winded sometimes, guys. You guys know me, right? So one way you could tap into the subconscious mind, or try to influence your subconscious mind, is when you write down, look at this. Again, people think I'm crazy with stuff all on my walls, right? All these things that are on my walls, right? All these pieces of paper. I mean, most of you probably already know, but anybody new, are affirmations with symbols on them. Okay. So here's what I do. I come up with an affirmation. Let's just say I am powerful. I'm feeling powerful today. That could be an affirmation, right? What you can do is you can find a symbol that correlates with power. So you write the affirmation on a piece of paper, and then you draw the symbol under the affirmation. So what's happening here? You're getting you're getting the verbal language that's connecting with your frontal cortex. That's your conscious mind. That's the part of the brain that thinks logically. Okay? That's the part of the brain that thinks logically. Like, again, I don't know why they're just so happen to start doing work on the road right at this time period, right in front of my house. It's like really distracting me. So like I was saying, again, you can find a symbol or a sigil, John. Thank you, John. But symbol, sigil, whatever you want to call it, it's still the same thing. You want to find one that correlates with power. Just for affirmation that said, I am powerful today. So you're attacking the conscious mind, the logical brain, but the symbol is attaching itself to your subconscious mind. That's how you can effectively, because we all been doing affirmations, right? Most people been doing affirmations and they're not really working. First of all, you got to become obsessed with the affirmation. What I mean by that, that means you got to say it over and over and over again. Okay? You got to repeat it. Remember, I told you guys, what's the secret of getting what you desire in this world? What's the secret of getting what you want in this world? You don't get what you want, you get what you desire. So in order to get what you want, you got to turn that want into a desire. What is a desire? That's when you become obsessed with something. That's when you're zero in. Nothing else matters. Anybody that knows the motivational speaker Eric Thomas, I forget the exact phrase. He says something you'll become successful if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. He tells you that story of the teacher that held down the student underwater, then brought him back up, and he was like, now you'll be successful if you want to succeed as bad as you wanted to breathe in that moment. What does that mean? That was a desire. Nothing else mattered. Okay? Nothing else mattered. You guys want to understand that? I told you about the 2 books, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. They teach you how to turn a want into a desire because you don't get what you want. Okay, so I'll give you another example. Let's just say you want $10,000, right? We all want to. I bet you everybody in the chat room right now will say, hey, I could use $10,000, right? The reason why you're not getting it because it's just a want. It's just like it's just, hey, yeah, I would like to have $10,000, right? Now, what happens if you needed that $10,000 because you were about to die next week if you didn't have it? That want becomes a desire. Nothing else matters. You're focused in. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. You have to have it. That's how you tap into your subconscious mind, Miss Green Eyes. Is first of all looking at your dream world. Like I said, I brought that up in the lucid dreaming and stuff like that. But if you want to influence your subconscious mind, you got to bring down that animalistic energy from that root chakra. For those that don't know what the root chakra is, that's the energy center that's around your tailbone. You got to bring that up. That's that energy where you have to get something. It's about survival with you. Okay? It's about survival. So if you turn wanting $10,000 into an act of survival, you will get it. You will get it quickly. But again, most of us live comfortable, especially if you live in America or you live in any society that's predominantly ruled by Europeans. You living comfortable. You laid back. You got your job. Now what happens when these foreigners come to these lands? They start going in because they know they're in that mind of survival. Somebody that's coming from a third world country, they know survival. And that's why they start automatically taking over, getting things done, attracting things as soon as they touch the land. It's funny because most of the millionaires that we have today in America are foreigners. See, we create these ideologies when we're in the middle class and down. We just create ideologies of why people are rich. We just say, oh, most of these people were born rich. If you do the statistics, you do the research, you'll find out a good 90% of the people that are millionaires and billionaires today are immigrants. They weren't even born rich. They were born in poverty. Because guess what, guys? Because they had a desire. Now, it's funny because some of those people that were born in riches, they messed their money up. They messed their family's empire up. Guys, you got to start doing research, man. You got to start getting real with reality. And don't let these people just make up stories. Because what you're going to find is that most of those people that are born rich, not all, okay, but a lot of them mess their families' empires up. Why? Because they don't have a desire. They were born comfortable. So those of you who plan on getting rich in this life, right? Those of you who plan on getting wealthy in this life, do not destroy your children by giving them everything, every little thing that they want. You got to make them understand reality, that you can't just get things for nothing. You got to make them understand. You got to make your children understand reality. You got to make your children understand the teachings of Saturn. The teachings of Saturn is that you have to put in work for something. The teachings of Saturn is that you have to be patient. So when you plant a seed in the springtime, you know you just can't get the fruit from that seed the next day. You have to wait until harvest time. And not only that, not even just waiting, you have to put in all this work to keep the plant alive and keep it growing, or you're not going to even get the fruit. And then, hey, here's another thing. You might do all that work and your plant still doesn't give you fruit. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. So again, I know I was long-winded with that question, but like I said, one way you can tap into the subconscious mind or influence the subconscious mind is, like I said, writing your affirmations, then putting a symbol that's associated with the affirmation under that. Okay. I mean, drawing it out under the actual verbal language. Okay. The next thing, of course, like I said, understanding your subconscious mind is understanding your dreams. I already told you guys, other people can't interpret your dreams. That's a scam. The only way they can help interpret your dreams is if they know who you are. Okay? If they know you very, very well, because they're going to interpret your dreams through their perception of reality. Okay? Symbols change, meanings change. Just look at the different cultures. One symbol means one thing in this culture, the same symbol means another thing in another culture. Again, it's perception of reality. The symbols still affect you though, but they affect you according to your culture that you came up in. Because when you were born and you were raised from birth to puberty, that was your molding. You were molded to be affected by certain things in your reality because of your parents. They're your first program handlers. They're the first people that give you your programs. So again, if you were born in a Christian household, you're going to have Christian ideologies, even if you're not Christian anymore. This is exactly why in America, people still get married in a church, because you're still a Christian. You still have Christian ideologies. Because if you weren't a Christian, you wouldn't be getting married in a church. You wouldn't even be thinking about marriage in that format in the first place. And this is not just with relationships, but this shows out in everything that you do. If you were raised Christian, if you're born in a Christian family, you're going to have Christian ideologies. You're going to think like a Christian. Even if you don't believe in Jesus Christ anymore, you don't believe in the Bible, it's still embedded in you. The way that Christians live their life, the way that they think is still going to be embedded in you until you really, really work hard to get that program out of your mind. Like I said, I know so many people claim they're not Christians, but they still get married in a church. They're still Christians, okay? They still get a ring, okay? They still get a ring, put it on a ring finger. They still, it's still the same thing. That's just one aspect. I'm just focused on that one aspect, just to show you that, not only that, again, now let's just talk about all religion, period. If you grew up in a religious household, you have this me versus them attitude. So if they don't believe what you believe in, you consider them an enemy. We see this all the time. Look at the vegan community. If a person is not vegan, they automatically see them as an enemy. Oh, you're basically going to hell. That's what they're telling you. You're not vegan, you're going to hell. They turn veganism into a religion. And I'm vegan, by the way, so but I'm just saying, it's because they were programmed like this. That's subconscious mind. So now it's like, if you practice black magic, you're of the devil. Again, Christianity, like, come on. Christianity, man. I'm trying to tell you. Oh yeah, so like I said, the two books I want to go back to that too. The two books, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That the first chapter is called Desire. How to Because he wants you to understand. This is a very spiritual book, by the way. He didn't even know that he created a very spiritual book. At least I don't know if he did, because his followers are so primarily focused on the material realm. But remember, everything is connected. Remember that. This is such a spiritual book, you don't even understand. Same thing with The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. But the first chapter is on desire, because he's letting you understand if you don't have desire, you're not going to get what you want. You have to bring the animalistic nature out of you. You can't be all, that's how you attract things in your reality, right? That's how you get to see things. But here's the thing. We got to remember how the feminine works. When you attract things in a feminine way, right? It's not going to look exactly like you pictured it, because it's not masculine. Masculinity is direct. The feminine is indirect. Come on, guys. I hope you guys are hearing this right now. When you attract something, it's not going to look like you pictured it right away anyway. You have to take the leap because it's feminine. It's indirect. It shows you opportunities in an indirect way. Now, if you actually take the opportunity, you take the jump when you feel that urge, when you get all the way down the line, you realize, oh, this is what I was trying to manifest. And you got it now. But most people don't do it because they're looking for the direct, because everybody's masculine today. I told you that before, right? I told you that if you live in modern society, you have a job, you go to school, whatever it may be, you are masculine, because you can't succeed in this modern society without conforming to masculinity. So everybody got the disease. If you participate in social media, you are masculine. Everybody got the disease. I told you we live in a narcissistic generation. Everybody thinks other people are narcissists except for the person speaking. I said you live in this generation, you participate in social media, you got a job, you went to school, you have a seed in narcissism within your DNA. Of course, there's different levels to this stuff, right? But you got a seed, because you're so focused in your own perception of reality. That's how the masculine mind thinks. You're so focused on your reality to the point where you don't even see anybody else's reality. You don't even pay attention to the world around you. Okay? No, of course. The thing is, the masculine is not bad, it's not evil. I know there's a whole campaign about toxic masculinity. Okay? I mean, you got to participate in these things. This is how the world is. Again, you got to change with the times. I'm just making you understand that you got to supplement a little bit more of the feminine into your mind in order for you to see the whole of reality. Okay? In order for you to see the whole of reality. Again, so man, I forgot my original point. I was going in. I forgot my original point. But let me look at some of these. Oh, can you give? Oh, okay, let me see. Do you know? All right, I'm gonna get to all your questions. Hold on one second. Do you know if cannabis will work well with mugwort to lucid dream or work against it? Um, cannabis might work against it, my brother, if it has the THC in it, because I know everybody's into the CBD oil. The THC messes with your dreams. Okay, just remember that. So if you're trying to lucid dream, just stick with the mugwort, my brother. Unless it's just CBD oil. All right. Uh, can you give a shout out to Rose because she's watching? It will make her happy. Oh well, shout out to you, Rose. Shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in to the live stream. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody tuning in. You know, I got love for you guys, and I appreciate the love that you guys got for me. Godhood, what up, my brother? Marley, namaste, namaste. Okay, yeah, Junk, yeah, like I said, the immigrants that come over here, because again, they have that animalistic desire. People that born and raised in America and in good places, again, we're comfortable, man. We're laying back. Like I said, oh, that was my original point. Thank you, John. I don't know why that just connected me to back to my original point. Was again, like I said, when you're attracting things, all the people that are doing spells and doing rituals know that you're going to attract things in a feminine way, right? So that means it's going to be indirect. Let me try to give an example. Let's just say you're trying to attract. Let's just say you're trying to attract. Let's just say you're trying to attract a new partner. You're trying to attract somebody that really truly loves you, right? You might get a. Let's just pretend you're working at a job, right? And you did a ritual to try to attract new love. And you're working at your job. Then somebody comes into the job and is like, hey, you know, I just love the way you work and all that stuff. I would love for you to work at my company instead. I can pay you this, whatever. And you're like, nah. You never know. If you would have took that deal, you might have went to that next job and then met the person that you needed to meet. Again, like I said, it's very, very indirect. I know that sounds a little corny because it was just an example, but again, that's how it works though. It's very, very indirect. Like I said, because we're so masculine, we're looking for everything to be exactly direct. That's not how this world works. Okay. It's just not how world. It's very, very rare where you get something perfectly indirect. I mean, perfectly direct. Very, very rare. Okay. Very rare. So you got to be on the lookout. You got to get back into your energy. You got to feel energy again. You got to make moves out here. I told you all these spiritual people telling you to sit back and not do anything and be by yourself, counterproductive. And that's exactly why we have all these counterproductive people in this community. Again, we diminishing that. We're destroying that paradigm. We're destroying that paradigm because you're awakening for a reason. Okay. You're letting these other people stop you from your growth. Because again, when you get tucked back behind closed doors, you're not growing anymore. Because you're too comfortable. You don't grow when you're comfortable. You grow when you pressure creates a diamond. That's what creates a diamond. Pressure creates these crystals that we love and use. Not chilling out on the beach and, it's pressure. It's friction. I told you guys before, you even get into this planet was caused by friction. Your mom, I know we're all grown, your mom and your father came together, friction, and created you. Right? So what does that let you know about life? About how this thing goes? All right? Sean laughing. We're all grown. Your mom and your dad came together. It created that friction to allow your spirit to come on this dang planet. What does that let you know about life? What does that let you know? That also lets you know that you can't get off this planet by yourself. You didn't even come to this planet by yourself. You couldn't even come to this planet on your own terms. I'm trying to tell people, man. So again, you got to make moves out here because there's certain opportunities. A lot of you guys been doing these rituals and this stuff like that and putting in this work, and you're wondering why you're not getting what you desire. Now I told you that was the whole reason why I came up with that the magic coaching sessions. Okay, that was the whole reason why I did effectively do this thing. And you don't have to pay $2,000, you know, for some membership and get locked up within a contract where you can't do certain this and that. That's what happens when you get into these secret societies. You got to pay to get in. Then you get locked within a situation. You get locked within a box. That's why I got 1 foot out and 1 foot in. You got to connect with the people in the secret societies. But would I ever be initiated? Hell no. I ain't got the time. I talk too much. I'm talking to you guys right now. But like I said, I'm taking information. I'm giving it to y'all. Okay. So, that's the whole reason why I decided to do it like that. Let me look at some of these comments. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, yeah, junk. Weed does mess up, like I said, it messes up your dream state. Okay. Nothing against weed, but as we know, most people abuse it. Anything that kind of gives us some dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin. These are three chemicals in the brain that give you that feel good feeling. Oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. Anything that gives us these three chemicals, or one or a mixture of these chemicals in our brain, we tend to abuse it. Okay. And then what happens when you abuse something? It gives you adverse effects. Okay. So even smoking weed all day, every day is going to give you adverse effects. Now, if you do it sparingly, if you do it like the ancients used to do it, where they would do it on a full moon. Same thing with all these things, mushrooms, all these things. The alchemists with alcohol, it increases that dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. All these stimulants, like I said, all the stimulants, you can tell by your personality what kind of stimulants you're going to be attracted to. Okay. You could tell what kind of stimulant you're going to be attracted to, but all these stimulants, at least the natural ones, and yes, alcohol is a natural thing. Okay. It's just when nature does it, it takes longer, but it's just fermentation. Okay. All these things, as long as a natural occurrence within nature, um, they were all used for a certain purpose. All right. But they were used sparingly for a certain reason. Now that we live in a comfortable world, or at least us that live in a comfortable world, because not everybody on this planet is living comfortable where we can lay back and chill. We don't have to worry about bears and tigers trying to kill us and stuff like that. We don't have to worry about hunger. We don't have to worry about the elements of nature. We got a house. Again, this is what it's a catch 22, because though it is a beautiful thing to be able to have house, you got heat, you got water, it also takes that desire to achieve out of you. Okay. And desire is the only thing that moves your subconscious mind. Another thing I want to talk about with the subconscious mind that I have for you guys is that the subconscious mind is the all-seeing eye. Now, I know you guys have seen the all-seeing eye, or they call it the eye of Horus, or whatever kind of names that they have for it. That is the brain, the inner parts of the brain. I know if some of you have probably seen pictures of people putting it next to each other and like, whoa, the eye of Horus looks just like the inner workings of the brain, because it is, guys. Because understanding the subconscious mind, it sees all and knows all. See, your conscious mind is what filters out information. For example, when you're consciously looking at something, okay? I'm consciously looking at this screen right now. But guess what? My subconscious mind is absorbing all the information within this reality. I know it might seem far fetched to you guys, but guys, listen, you're going to learn this if you go to school for psychology. And I told you guys, psychology was known as a pseudoscience just not too long ago. Now you can get a master's degree, a PhD in psychology. So though this stuff might sound a little weird to some of you, but you can get PhD in psychology now. because they're just catching up to this stuff. Well, we've been on this stuff. Our ancestors been on this stuff already. Um, so your consciousness filters out information. It only makes you pay attention to what's important. What we consider important to you. Now, if you feel like you're in danger, you zero in even more. Like, let's just say you heard a sound that scared you, right? Your consciousness zeroes in even more to what that sound was, so you can get ready for fight, flight, or freeze. Yeah, it's not just fight or flight. Some people freeze. Okay, so you zero in, because that's all that's important. When your mind, the farther your mind zeroes in, the more the unessential body parts start not functioning properly, because it's not, doesn't matter. So when you're having an anxiety attack, this is how I know. Anybody that has anxiety, extreme anxiety, they also have stomach issues. They also have digestive issues, because when you're having an anxiety attack, that means you're fearful of something. So your digestive system no longer needs to work, because your body is sending energy to your muscles, so you can get ready to fight or flight. So this is also, when you have anxiety, you have tense muscles. You're too tense. People, like, are walking around like this with their hands like this and their shoulders like this. You can automatically tell they have anxiety issues, or they have stomach issues. They can't digest food properly. They have fast eye movement, because your mind is focused on what the danger is. So again, this is how you can profile people. When you're looking at them, you see them all tense and stuff like that. You see them jerking around, all, what I mean, like anxiety issues. Okay. But again, so if imagine if you didn't have your conscious mind, you wouldn't even exist. Okay, you wouldn't exist, guys. So all the spiritual people out there telling you, in order for you to ascend, you need to get rid of the ego. Because if you didn't know, the conscious mind, your perception of reality, your sense of self, and ego are all the same thing. Now, yes, you can become drunk off the ego. Yes, you can. But I'm telling you, it's the same thing. Your ego stops you from walking off of a bridge because you're thinking, I don't want to kill myself. It stops you from touching a hot stove because you're like, I don't want to hurt myself. Yes, you can become drunk off your ego, like I said before, but that is your consciousness, your sense of awareness. So if somebody's telling you that you need to get rid of the ego in order for you to ascend, that doesn't make any sense. Again, all I do is teach common sense. People tell me all the time, they're like, this is all common sense. Again, we're just not paying attention. Okay. Must Atomic Gold, SKJ. I'm not too familiar with that substance. So I don't know. I don't want to speak on that. Okay. But I'm just, again, I'm just keeping it real, because, I don't have too much information on that. All right. I would have to do more information, more research myself. And, I can get back to you on that, and I can check it out. Again, I know what it is, but I just don't, I never took it before. I never really researched about it. Again, I don't have enough information to really speak to you about that. Okay. Uh, yeah, John, you're saying I feel the masculine is under assault. Well, this is because, all right, what happens? Remember, the feminine has been under assault since the first century. All right, that's the whole reason why the centuries changed. Okay. So now what happens? Let's just say you have an animal and you've been beating the animal, you've been, you know, kicking it, you've been starving it, you kept it in a cage. What happens when you let that animal out? What's the first thing is it going to do? It's going to attack you. Okay. The wounded animal that you didn't beat for so long, you didn't mistreat so long, you that cage is it's gonna attack you, it's gonna be vicious. So that's what the feminine is. But here's the funny thing. is that it's still playing out in a masculine way. So, for example, groups like feminism and stuff like that, it's still a masculine group, okay? Still a masculine group. Though it's women, right? They're trying to but they're moving in a masculine way. Because like I said before, in this society, we're all primarily masculine. That's how we've been brought up. We're very, very logical beings. We're so direct. We need everything to be direct with us. Okay. We no longer rely on intuition anymore. We no longer rely on um the sense of energy anymore. Think about how you pick a partner for the most part. A lot of you guys are picking partners by logical consensus because you think like a masculine person. You want it to make sense for you, but guess what? Remember, intimacy is not ruled by a masculine element. Intimacy is ruled by a feminine element, which is water. This is why relationships are having a hard time today because everybody's masculine. So that means there's going to be no friction, right? It's going to be no friction. You're going to have two people bumping heads. Oh, I need this. Or I need this. I need this. You know what I mean? That's exactly what's happening today in relationships. I need this. You need to pay attention to me. And the other person's, I need this. You need to pay attention to me. How is that going to work? Nobody wants to bend. Everybody's so tough. Everybody's so independent, which independent doesn't even it doesn't even exist. Come on, man. That's exactly why relationships are not working. Not even just intimate relationships, but a lot of friendships are not really working well either. Because we got this whole sense that it's me, me, me. And if you're awakening, you'll understand that. Okay. If you're awakening, you'll understand that. Again, even getting defensive about it, that lets you know that you're stuck in the masculine. That's the first thing the masculine wants to do is attack you. The moment you feel that somebody is attacked, that feel a little bit of uncomfortable, you feel uncomfortable, you want to attack what's making you feel uncomfortable. Masculinity. Everybody's so triggered. Okay. Everybody's so triggered, right? You can't say anything on the internet because again, everybody's so masculine. So everybody's ready to attack. Everybody's ready in battle mode with their sword and their spear. I mean, their spear and their shield. Everybody's ready to attack. Sounds like a bunch of men, doesn't it? Because feminine characters don't operate in that way. And the people that are primarily feminine have a harder time in this society. A lot of the homeless individuals that you see, they couldn't handle this society because it was too masculine. Now, not saying everybody, because some of these feminine characters have masculine people taking care of them or shielding them. And not saying that they're just a stay-at-home mom or something like that, because you can effectively get income in this realm if you're a feminine character. Actually, it's starting to shift because you can, at this point in time, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do and make income. You don't have to fall under a corporation as much anymore. You don't have to go to school anymore as much. I mean, of course, going to school, you know, or working for a corporation or whatever, or a business. Okay. But, you don't have to necessarily do that anymore. So you can actually start progressing and being a feminine character. Check what I was telling you to do. That's the whole reason why I said that, how to make money from home session. That's the whole reason. It's so that you don't have to worry about the income. So you don't have to work for a corporation. Because if you work for a business, a corporation, primarily, at least, the main ones. Now there are ones coming up that are more important, they're operating in a feminine way. Give you a few examples. Amazon, that's operating in a feminine way. Uber, that's operating in a feminine way. Airbnb that's operating in a feminine way. Why? Well, it's because they're primarily there's no like real structure to it. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do. So when you sign up for Uber, you run your own hours. You're your own boss. You kind of just do whatever you want to do. Same thing with Airbnb. There's no structure to that. It's just you can do whatever you want to do. Same thing with Amazon. These are the new companies that are they're replacing the corporations today. So what also does this let you know? That security is getting a lot thinner because you can be secure when you're under a corporation. They give you a pension, they hook you up with your retirement funds, all this stuff. You got a secure paycheck weekly, monthly, whatever it may be. It's security. Same thing with school. It gives you a sense of security because that's how the masculine operates. The masculine, you think about a masculine character, it protects the family. It's saying, yo, I'm going out here in the wilderness and we're keeping you secure. So that's the main operation of a masculine operation is creating security. Now the feminine is a little bit different. Okay. All right. That's why the basis of feminine characters search for security. Okay. Check what I'm saying. I'm not just saying women because there are men here, there are masculine characters as well. But yes, if you want to pinpoint a certain person, we could say a woman, right? And where they always say main thing is they're searching for security if they're still feminine. Like I said, most women today are masculine as well. So they say things like, I don't need a man for anything. Sounds masculine, doesn't it? I don't need anybody. I'm independent. That's what the dudes are saying. I don't need anybody. I'm independent. And we're all saying the same thing. We're talking the same language. A feminine character will realize that he or she needs needs security because they lack security. They lack structure. Okay. And the masculine needs that fluidness. You see, the masculine needs that fluidness because they're so uptight, they're so boxed into things. They're in boxes. That's what masculine characters are all in boxes. Look at the world today. Everybody's in a box. Okay. They're not fluid anymore. That lets you know who's a masculine character and who's a feminine character. Okay. And remember, opposites attract because here's the thing, in order for you to thrive in a relationship, like I said before, the reason why our relationships don't prosper today as much is because we're logically thinking about things. We're saying, hey, this person can help me do this. That's how we're picking people today. Why is this a bad idea? Because you're not going off energy. You're going off of what you can get from somebody. Everybody's looking to get something. This is why anybody that's came to me with relationship advice and they come to me with a list of things that somebody needs to do or somebody needs to have, you got to throw it out the window. You're already not following by the rules of the feminine. I told you intimacy is ruled by a feminine aspect, which is the water element. You can't bring masculine elements into another realm. All right. So if you have a preordained list of what somebody needs to do and somebody needs to have, again, you're too masculine, you're too focused on yourself. What are you giving? When's the last time you thought about that? What do you have to offer? And don't say a body part. Don't say a body part. Because that's just the lowest of the low. I told you the physical realm is all the way down here. If all you have to offer is a body part, you don't deserve happiness. You don't get it yet. You don't get it yet. And I don't care if it's a masculine or a feminine body part. You don't even deserve what you ask for because you don't get it. Echo laughing. Hey man, I gotta speak it raw, man. Uh, I gotta speak it raw. You know, but like I'm saying, like what do you give to? What do you like? All right, this is for all the people. This I'm saying this right now because I know most people have a list. What I want you guys to do for your homework today is write a list of what you're gonna give to somebody. A lot of you gonna be scratching your head like, dang, what do I have to offer? You asking for all this stuff, but what are you giving to get that stuff? I'm not saying it's wrong to want things, but if you understand the rules of reality, you know you have to give something in order to get something. You have to give something in order to get something, right? What are you offering in a relationship? What do you have to offer to have somebody, let's just say you want a partner that's very ambitious. Let's just say it could be a male or a female. You want a partner that's very ambitious, right? What do you do? What can you give to deserve that ambition? It could be very simple things. Do you make somebody feel comfortable? If they had a long day, remember, you got to remember the characters you're asking for too. You got to understand what you're asking for. If you want an ambitious person, that means they're going to be in the world, attacking the world. They're going to be busy. When they come to you, they most likely need comfortability. They most likely need you to consult them. They most likely need you uh to nurture them. They most likely need you to be their peace. Can you be somebody's peace? Or are you going to nag them? Or are you going to, criticize them? Or are you going to whatever all these things that you could do? Are you going to, get mad at them because they're doing too much? You're not being their peace. Let's just say you want somebody who is more emotional, more in touch with their emotions, right? You asking for that. What are you going to do to deserve that emotional response? What are you going to do to deserve that? And then understand the character that you're asking for. You're most likely going to have to know how to communicate very well, because if you want an emotional person, then you got to know that they're going to be sensitive, right? So you can't get mad at them if they start acting kind of sensitive. If they kind of get triggered from the little things that you're not paying attention to that you're doing to them. You got to learn communication. Can you communicate properly? If you're asking for an emotional individual, a lot of people can't. This is what it means to understand reality. All right. All right. Some of these questions. I'm sorry, guy. I didn't even realize how much I was speaking. All right. So John, you're asking, how did you get into knowing and being around a secret society? You just got to connect with people, my brother. You got to get out there and meet people. A lot of these people that are connected to secret societies, they're Masons, they're Moorish, they're part of the Moorish Science Temple of America, they're part of all these different groups. Okay. You just got to get out there and meet people. Get up on meetup.com. Meetup.com. Um, you know, start going to certain groups and certain places. Again, you just got to do your research a little bit and find people. Look up authors. There's plenty of authors that I contacted. I love their book. It might have been a book written by a Mason, and I loved it. And I emailed them, I contacted them, and they contacted me back. Remember, most of these authors are not like celebrities. They're like regular people. They're not like Beyonce or something like that. Most of these people that write books are like regular people. You can contact them, and they most likely will contact you back. Just contact people. Again, get out there in the world, and you'll for sure meet these people. You can get information from them. You can go out with them in certain places. You can sit down with them. This is what I do. I'm connecting with people all the time. All right. I'm out in the world all the time. Somebody said, Somebody said that I look tired. I'm tired because I'm working. All right. I'm out here working. I'm out here helping a lot of you and still doing other things within the world. But it's what I love to do at the same time. So I know I got to take a break and recharge my batteries and stuff like that. But you got to connect with people, man. Shout out to the woke community. So LG, you're saying just checking in real quick. I emailed you today. I'm waiting your reply when you're free. I'll catch you later, bro. Oh yeah, sorry, LG. I don't know if you're still on. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna get back to your email. That was about the magic coaching sessions. I'll get back to your email, brother. As soon as I get off as soon as I get off this live stream, if you're still on. Oh, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you. Uh oh, Jonk, is air a masculine element? Yes. So earth and waters is feminine. Okay. Air and fire is masculine. So when we look at the four worlds, right? When we look at the four worlds in itself, the physical world, everything that you can see, touch, smell, hear, taste, is a part of the feminine. Again, just that aspect. Just that aspect. Because somebody hit me with like, well, isn't the world in the universe balanced? Yes. Okay. That's why there's two and two. Two things separated, but it's still connected. It's balance. It's the yin and the yang. But as far as the physical aspect of things, this realm is a feminine. Again, we know this is ruled by Saturn. This physical realm is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is what? Most people don't know, a feminine planet. So many people think it's a masculine planet by how it operates, but no, it's not. Okay? Just like Mother Earth, right? And I told you guys about understanding the feminine. One thing you could do is go into the wilderness. And you're going to see it's not a nice place. Okay? Because, like I said before, the feminine does not focus on individual parts. What does this mean? You're an individual part. Okay? You're an individual part. Right? You're a human being. You're, a representation. You're an individual part of something bigger. Well, according to the feminine, you don't matter as much unless you're contributing to the whole. So what do I mean by that? That means your life or death needs to contribute to the whole. So if you need to die in order to contribute to the whole, that's what the universe is going to call for. That's why everybody has to die, right? Things have to die because it has to contribute to the whole. So when you go into that wilderness and you're back in the realm of survival, you think you're going to have time to lay back and meditate and focus on programming your subconscious mind and holding hands with people and you think you're going to have a lot of time to do that? Okay? You're not. You're not. You're going to be, again, if you go to the wilderness by yourself with no technology, you're going to have no time. I believe there was a story. Oh, man, I don't want to give false information out. I'm trying to remember. There's a story. It's on YouTube. A guy that he got lost in the rainforest for, I think it was like 20 something days. Try to look this up. You guys might be able to find it, but he got lost in the rainforest for like 20 something days or something like that, or it might have been 30 something days. And he literally went insane. He had no technology. Actually, he had a knife and I think he had a couple things on him, but he got lost in the rainforest. He was out there. I forget exactly what he was doing. He had a couple people with him, but they were on a path and he wound up getting separated. It's a whole story. I think the channel is like, the title is something like "I'm Not Supposed to Be Alive" or something like that. I forget. That might be the name of the channel. I'm Not Supposed to Be Alive, or something like that. But he got lost in the rain, insane, All these bad things were happening to him. I bet you he had a real wake up call about what the feminine is. Okay. I don't know why it's saying my connection's unstable. All right. Hopefully it's back working again. Oh, but yeah, Ben. Yeah, bro. I shouldn't be alive. Yeah. So you got to look at the one where the guy. You got to look at the one where the guy got lost in the rainforest. Okay. You guys want to learn the feminine? That's your introduction to understanding the feminine. Okay. So let me look at some of these. All right. So oh, Miss Green Eyes. I'm so sorry that I'm missing these questions. How do you give positive energy to your partner? First, all right, that's a good question. I'm gonna get real practical with this too. How to give positive energy to your partner. First thing you have to do is understand your partner. Some of us think we understand our partners, right? You have to get into your partner. You have to understand your partner's core values. Key point. I know this is not what you guys want to hear, or some of you want to hear. You want to hear something easy. This stuff, if you want to do this stuff right, it's not easy. You got to remember that. You got to understand your partner's core values. This is another reason why partnerships get messed up, because you might feel like you're giving wholeheartedly, right? But you're giving according to your core values. You're not going to get somebody else's attention unless you start giving according to their core values. What is really important to them? You got to be totally honest. You got to be able to get out of your mind, out of your own perception of reality, and understand your partner's reality. What is important to them? So if you find out that they really love that, one of their main things is painting. I don't know why I always bring up painting. I don't even paint, but maybe I might start painting or something because I keep bringing it up all the time. Let's just say, your partner, he or she really loves painting. That's what they do. That's what they love to do. Put more energy into that. That's sending them their positive energy. If they realize that you really truly support them and you're really interested in what they're doing, and you try to put effort into bringing more value to that, that is going to be a lot of positive energy you're giving to them. Okay. Besides just thinking about them all the time and sending, because you can send energy to somebody just by thinking them. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows. Okay. So again, but understand them. What's the main core thing that a lot of us want? We just want to be understood. A lot of us are in relationships and we don't feel understood. That's because nobody's making no effort. Because, like I said before, everybody's so masculine. The masculine characters focus on themselves a lot. They're self-centered people. And we can honestly agree that most Americans are self-centered. Okay, doesn't mean you're selfish. I say this, they're two different things. So people out here will give to people and stuff like that, but we're so self-centered, or we're stuck in our own bubble, our own perception of reality. That's being self-centered. Where you hurt people not intentionally. You can hurt people not intentionally. It's just because you're so self-centered. You're not even paying attention to somebody else's center, only your center and what's important to you. So again, find out your partner's core values. If all the same thing with the people that want to attract people. Okay. Same thing with the people, let's just say you're working with somebody, or because I know that's a big thing too. You want to attract somebody and you're not getting their attention. That's because you're not speaking their language, their core value language. You're speaking from your language. You're trying to approach them in the way that suits you. People will always treat other people the way they treat themselves. So if you like to be treated a certain way and you like things done a certain way, you're going to automatically start doing that to somebody else. But you got to remember, they don't always want to be treated that way. They don't always see things the way that you see. So what you have to do is you have to take the time to understand the partner you're trying to attract, or if you already have the partner and things are a little shaky in your relationship, you have to sit back take a step back. Okay, that's what a mature person would do, is take a step back instead of keep attacking. Take a step back and realize who the person you're dealing with. Here's the funny thing about how this works: when you actually effectively do this for somebody in a wholehearted way, and they feel it, they're going to start doing that for you. That's just how it works. That's psychology too. When you do something for somebody first, let's just say uh you let somebody borrow money wholeheartedly, and you're like, yo, here, here it is. No exceptions, no complaining, no nothing. They're most likely going to give you that back. As far as like, if you need it, they'll give it to you as well, because it's going to be imprinted on our mind, because people react to things primarily. Okay. As far as us magicians, I'm trying to teach you how to initiate things instead of just waiting and reacting. Okay. As a magician, we initiate action, we initiate movement. Okay. What the masses do, what everybody else is doing, they sit and wait and they just react to things. So, and if you want to change your reality with your partner, or if you're trying to attract a partner, you got to initiate it. You got to be an initiator. Yes, even if you're a woman. I said this to somebody in one of my consultations. I said, why on earth would you let, just because you're a woman, this concept comes from putting down the feminine. So if you're a woman out there and you're still waiting for a man to do the approaching, you're still waiting for a man to initiate everything, you're still playing by those old rules of the feminine being down below and the masculine being up here. Because basically what you're saying is you're not important enough to get what you truly desire. You got to wait for somebody to give it to you. That's what you're initially saying. It's not your fault. You were raised like this. Remember, again, things are starting to change now, but your mother, your no, your grandmother, they were all raised like this, where you have to wait for a man. Why would you wait for a man to get what you want in this life? You're just as important. You got to make initiation too. There's women magicians, of course. You got to make initiation. You got to, move energy. So if you're the woman right now in a relationship and you want things to change, right? Don't sit there and wait for the man. Do what I'm telling you to do right now. Understand the person's core values, right? And bring attention to those core values. And I guarantee you they're going to give it back to you. That's the positive energy that you're searching for. Okay. Again, don't let somebody run your reality. That's old world stuff. That's back when you weren't able to get a job and stuff like that. My dear women, when you weren't able to get a job and stuff, you had to stay in the house, you had to take care of the kids all day. Again, you got to make initiation. Yes, it is both sides. Everybody is responsible. Here's the thing: you are responsible for you. So if you want something, you want to make a change, you got to initiate it. Don't sit here and wait for somebody else to do it. Okay. Um, so you're asking, Miss Green Eyes, you're asking what books could you recommend? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, what, like, to help me out, give me a certain direction of what you're trying to learn. Because I mean, there's so many, like, like what exactly are you trying to learn? What direction you trying to go into? And maybe I can help you out by, giving you some recommendations. Okay. Okay. Oh, Marley, are you talking about back when I said that Saturn was a feminine planet? Because I see your comment saying, "Oh, I heard it was a masculine energy." No, Saturn is a feminine planet. Okay, Saturn is a feminine planet. Let me see. How can we enhance or bring out the divine feminine with us? Um, Good question, Miss Greenhouse. You're giving all these good questions. And you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's just one concept you're going to have to understand. Okay. You got to be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. I mean, you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Okay. So, how do you do that? You got to change your routines up a little bit. See, the thing with masculinity is that masculinity loves structure. It loves to have a plan. Okay. So if you want to tap into the feminine energy, you're going to have to, again, remember, it's good to have both to balance out. But if you're a person saying, all right, I need to primarily focus on my feminine energy, that means you got to get a little crazy. You got to just do things. You got to just go on your whim. You got to just go on your energy. Like I said, the one simple little corny practice that I brought up before was when you just take a stroll outside. Just go outside. You have no destination, and just let your energy guide you when you come to a fork in the road, or you have to make a decision to go left, right, or straight, and just let your energy just go. Like, again, you got to learn how to just let go. See, the masculine loves to have control over everything. This is another reason why partnerships don't work out, because you're trying to control them too much. So that's what a masculine character loves to do. Masculine character loves to control things. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I want you to do this. You have to do this. That's what a masculine character does. Okay. So if you need more of the feminine, you have to let go of the control. It's very scary because we're not used to it. We're so used to trying to control more things. Even as a magician, the whole thing you're trying to do is you're trying to control your energy, right? For the most part, for the main magicians. All right. But in order to tap into more feminine energy, you got to relinquish control. You need a balance, but I'm saying primarily focus on the masculine here. Okay. You got to let go. All right. It's very scary when you let go. Like I said, that's why we created the society that feels so safe. It was so anti-feminine because it feels safe. You feel comfortable. And this is why we have all these little robots walking around, because everybody's so comfortable. We lost the feminine touch to life. You no longer fear anymore. And if you do fear, you fear frivolous things. You fear things like, I don't want to speak in front of a couple hundred people. I'm scared of that's real scientific evidence that they said that people fear public speaking more than they do death. If that's not a frivolous fear, I don't know what else is. People fear public speaking more than they fear death. I hope you guys are understanding this. There's statistics that you can find online and stuff like that. Okay, you got to bring fear into it. You want to become more feminine. You want to become more feminine. Try your best to wear your heart on your sleeve. Oh my God, people today are so locked up. What do you hear people saying all the time? Don't trust people. People backstab you and all this stuff. Try trusting people just on the whim. Oh, that's going to really bring out your feminine. That's going to really bring out your feminine. That's going to be scary. Just try trusting people on a whim. I'll tell you this. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking a little corny stuff. I'm like, hey, if it's be like, hey, you tell somebody, can you tell a random stranger, can you hold this for me? Walk around the block. It could be whatever you have. Just have that sense of trust. Feminine characters have trust in higher things. Masculine characters have trust in what they can try to control. So this is why masculine characters love their mental mind, because you have more control of your mental conscious mind than you do your subconscious mind. Why masculine characters hate wearing their heart on their sleeve? Because they're so fearful that somebody is going to abuse their heart. Masculine characters are actually the softest people. It's that syndrome of being hard on the outside and soft on the middle. So those people that seem real, that always poke out their chest, that are really, really tough, and and they got the mean face all day and they're ready to kill all day. Best believe they're just little piles of jello on the inside. Come on, guys, you got to learn psychology, man. They're little puddles of jello on the inside. They got that exterior because they're so vulnerable. Now, feminine characters are the total opposite. These characters are very, very soft and open and flowing, but they're powerful on the inside. When you think about the aspect of a woman, right? And she has to give birth. I know us men don't understand that, right? We don't go through that. But they have to go through all these things inside. Now ladies, I know you understand. You guys got to go through all these things inside of you. Menstrual cycles, get pregnant, the mood swings, all these things going on inside of you. And this is what makes you so powerful on the inside. Now, the masculine mind, the masculinity, like the man, he becomes powerful on the outside because he has to have a hard exterior in order to navigate through the matrix. Now you're understanding why things are the way they are. Why men tend to be physically stronger and physically bigger because they have to have a harder exterior, and why women can handle pain more. This is scientific experiments here we're talking about, that they understand that women can handle pain more than men because they got to go through all these things inside that we don't understand. Okay, all these things on the inside. So hope you guys understand these concepts that we're speaking on. So, all right, Echo said, "Don't." So yeah, Miss Green, as I hope that answers your questions about how do you become more feminine. You got to let go of the constraints. Start letting go. Start opening up more. You're too like this. Everybody's like this, walking around metaphorically, of course. Everybody's all scared and holding themselves all tight. Instead, do this. Just open. Okay, just open yourself. This trust in the universe, trusting your intuition. We don't trust in our intuition anymore. What happens if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay, if you don't use it, you lose it. So all the people out there that haven't been using your intuition, which is mostly everybody, if you live in a modern society, you lost your intuition. Okay, you lost your touch with energy, your ability to feel energy. So you got to practice it again. And it's just like using, or if you're right-handed, right? It's just like trying to use your left hand now. And it feels really, really awkward. So when you start tapping into your feminine, it's going to feel really, it doesn't feel right because your whole life you've been masculine. You've been told to hold on. You've been told not to trust anybody. You've been told to focus on you. Don't worry, don't worry about them girls out there. Don't worry about them boys out there. Just focus on you. Focus on your career. And sounds like a man, doesn't it? Sounds like a man. Just focus on you. Focus on what's important to your life. What's important in your life is everything, not just your career. Okay? Your relationships dictate your career most of the time. If you have bad relationships, you have bad energy, which is going to have bad career because you're going to have a bad attitude. So even if you do get a job, you can't rise up in the ranks because they're like, well, he or she got a bad attitude. That's because your relationships ain't right. You ain't got good friendships. If you got a good friendship and you guys are laughing, you guys are having fun, you got a good intimate relationship, you guys are having fun and laugh, you're going to have a good attitude. You're going to love life. People, all these people claiming that they hate the world and they hate people is because they have bad relationships. Why do they have bad relationships? They got bad energy. Probably because they got a body. I don't know. Like, you're sick. Of course, if you're sick, you're gonna have bad energy. You're gonna have bad attitude, bad relationships. Again, it all comes down to you. If you got a lot of, now here's the thing: when you come up, you're gonna have haters, right? You're gonna have people that naturally dislike you. Not everybody's gonna like you. But here's the thing: if everybody dislikes you, you got is overabundance of people that just don't like you. You can bet your bottom dollar is you. You got a bad attitude. You got bad energy. You got to check yourself, man. Because if you got good energy, people are gonna flock to you. You got to keep people away from you when you got good energy. I tell you what, I go out here in the world and stuff, and it's like, dang, I need to push people away because the frequency is so high. They all flock to you like moths to a light at night. If everybody's being repelled by you, that's because you got bad energy. All right. So let's see. Let's look at some of these comments. I started a conversation with my partner when we first met, and 10 years later, I love him so much, and he's my everything. That's good. That's love. Uh, Rue said, "You and Miss Green, I should do a private." You funny, man. All right. Oh yeah, Kevin Jones. I highly recommend The Art of Communication. Yo, that's a good book. That's definitely. I recommend that book as well. Oh, Young Dragon. He said, "I love people, but I you said I love people, but I never fully trust them for the most part. Why?" Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I know we all went through things, right? We all had our trust broken. We all had our heart broken for the most part. That's a part of life. Okay. Now let me tell you what an immature thing to do is. I'll give you an example. Let's just say this is your first relationship. Now this happens to a lot of us, right? But you can tell that you can differentiate. This is how you differentiate the mature people from the immature people. So let's just say, again, we all had this time period where we was totally in love with somebody, right? In some way, shape, or form. All of us, some way, for the most part. If you haven't had your heart broken yet, you're most likely too young. All right. You got catching up to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, your first heartbreak is important to your existence and to your knowledge. So it's actually a good thing. All my people that got their heart broken out there, that's a part of life. You need to have that happen. You didn't have that happen yet. You got a long time coming. You got a lot to learn. So, all right, so let's go back to the time period. You're so in love with somebody, break your heart. Okay. Immature people, what they start doing is they form their reality off of that one dot, that one little dot, because that one little speck, that time period when you got your heart broken, when you look at your whole entire life, you're going to realize it's like this, it's not that significant. But an immature person that doesn't understand reality, they're going to base their whole future reality based on that one little speck. So what are they going to do? I no longer trust any male or any female anymore because all women are hoes, all men all men cheat. All women are hoes and all men cheat. Masculine person, I mean, not a masculine, a mature person is going to be like, go through it and be like, all right, I'm gonna find the person I need to find. That was just a lesson I had to learn. It wasn't meant to be. I got to keep it pushing, but they're not going to close themselves up because guess what? You close yourself up, you ain't attracting nothing. You ain't getting nothing because you got a bad attitude. Remember, even if you keep it in your mind, you can't lie with your energy. There's a couple different types of communication, guys. Verbal communication is just one communication, and it's the least significant communication. So I'm gonna go down the line. Verbal communication, that's me saying something, the exact facts of what I'm saying. Okay. Then you go up is tone. You know how people say it's not about what you say, it's how you say it, right? That's tone. Tone can tell you is a form of communication. Tone. Then body language. Now body language is really, really hard for you to lie and deceive with. You can most likely understand somebody just off of body language. If I was sitting here with my arms crossed and stuff like that all the whole time, and I got the mean look, and you can basically understand, what I'm saying without understanding what I'm saying, right? Even if there's no volume, you can understand that I was probably mad. I was probably angry. Okay. But then you have what we call energy. Energy is a form of communication. So when you first step into a room without anybody even really seeing you or anything, people feel that energy. So if in the back of your mind, like you're going on dates or something like that, and you got this, I don't trust people in my head, people are going to feel that energy. And what happens, like I told you about giving good things to somebody, right? And they give it back. It's the same thing with energy. Same thing with the negative energy. If you have that and you're giving that to somebody, they're going to give it back to you. They're not going to trust you. Okay. So, my whole thing is this: don't let little specks within your reality change your whole future reality. So people do this all the time. They just create, it's called cognitive biasness. Cognitive biasness. When something happens to you, or you believe in something and you continually only search for that. So if you believe all women are hoes, if you believe all men are cheaters, you're going to continuously search for that. You're going to continuously try to grasp that so you can validate your perception of reality. That is an immature thing to do. Even if you're doing it, you can always change. This is the good thing about being a human being. I'm just letting you know you're immature. You're searching for this so you can validate that one phrase that you believe in. All men are cheaters. All women are hoes, right? That's not reality. That's not reality, man. That's what you went through, and it's probably because you got bad energy. Change your energy, and people won't try to run away from you all the time. The person probably trying to get away from you. They might just be too comfortable to leave you, right? They're too comfortable to leave you, but they're like, damn, I can't be around this person no more. I need something else. You ever think about why somebody cheats? You automatically just start firing off at somebody, right? So, for example, I got cheated on. Again, this is again my first real love relationship. But I had to realize I was the problem. I was the toxic. I was toxic. I was so controlling. Of course she wanted to run away from me. Like, she really did love me, but again, I was so toxic. I was so controlling. It takes somebody that's mature to understand that, right? That of course you wanted to run away from me. Once I learned and understood that, that no longer happens to me anymore. But don't believe that all women would cheat on me. I don't. Again, I'm so confident within myself, it doesn't even matter. That's what happens when you become a true magician. I told you, your energy, high energy, creates high confidence. So confident, it doesn't even matter. I'm floating out here in life. I'm living the time of my life. It doesn't even matter. Stuff like that doesn't even affect my mind because I'm so absorbed in the world. I'm so happy to be here. Like, there's so many things that we can do. There's so many new people we can meet. Like, it's like a video game to me. And that's how I try to, teach people that follow me and are my students, all my people that got the magic coaching sessions that are my students now. That's the main thing I'm going to be teaching you how is to get to that level where life is it's like so fun. It's such a game. And you can't fake that. I always tell people all the time, like, you can't fake high frequency. Somebody else, like Smith, you can't fake high frequency guy. Okay. You can't even fake that. You can see it. Like, he's having fun out here. He loves this. This is a game to him. And look at his relationship. Again, they went through all those problems, those ups and downs. Jada Pickett Smith, right? Like they went through all these ups and downs, but again, they were both mature enough to evolve and create this situation where, wow, they're coexisting. That is what we call a power couple, my friends. Where where the feminine and the masculine, they coexist together and they vibe off of each other. You can't do that if you got all this emotional baggage from your last relationships because they didn't go your way and now you're mad at the world and it gives you bad attitude, bad energy. People don't want to be around you. Like I said, even if they're comfortable with you, like I said, you could have been in a relationship for 15 years and they're just comfortable with you. But they can't stand you because you got bad energy. So they need to get away from you somehow. It's hard pill to swallow. So all right. Oh, junk. How do you work on your bad energy? It's attitude, my brother. Your attitude. Um, First of all, again, you got to change your perception. You got to get out of this mind state of I hate the world. I hate my generation. I hate people. I hate women. I hate men. I hate the government. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get out of that perception of reality because all that's contributing to your energy. This all this I hate. I'm mad at the world, mad because I ain't get it my way. Again, look at it like a video game, man. And I know people get mad at video games. You're like, dang, like, but but you realize for the people that understand that they're playing a video game, you realize you're not becoming obsessed with winning or losing. You get on the game because you just feel good playing it. That's how you need to feel about life. Just need to feel good about being in life. It's not about winning or losing. Because here's the thing, when you get into that mind state, that's when you actually start winning. The most successful people, they tell you all the time that mistakes are not really mistakes, that failures are not really failures. Okay. So if you get into that mind state where it doesn't even matter if you win or lose, you're just playing the game, you're just in here, you're just in life, you're just, enjoy, you're just here because you enjoy it. Now, what would life be if there were no difficulties? That would be boring as hell, So enjoy the difficulties as well. Sometimes I make a mistake and I'm like, damn, I really messed up. And I might laugh about it. I'm like, damn, like anybody that knows me on a personal level, I make a mistake. I'm like, damn, I really messed up, man. Like, I start laughing about it. People will tell me all the time, why you laugh about everything? Like it's a problem. They'll be like, why are you always laugh all the time? Why are you never taking anything serious? Like that's an issue. Like I have to like mess up my energy all the time in order to be normal. Regular people do that to me. Like, why are you laughing all the time? Why are you not taking this seriously? Because I'm here, man. So again, how to work on your bad energy, if you have it, if you feel like you have it. And here's another thing, you can have bad energy in certain positions in life too. You might have really good energy when it comes to your career, right? But then you got bad energy with your family and stuff. It's all about balance, right? So first of all, you got to see where the problem is, right? You can't work on anything if you don't know where the problem lies. So you got to figure out, all right, what's causing this bad attitude or this bad energy in you? Is it that you feel like you don't get enough attention? That's a lot of it. A lot of people feel like they don't get the attention that they deserve. And then they lie about it too. Again, this is why I say you got to understand psychology because you can't always go off what people say verbally. Because everybody be like, I don't need attention. I don't need attention. But then be on social media all day, posting pictures all day. That sounds like you need attention to me. Or they go around, telling their story to everybody that they see. It sounds like you need attention. What did the scripture say? Judge people by the fruits that they bear. Because the thing is, you got to judge people by their results, not by the color of their skin, not by the way that they rock their clothes, not by their slang, not by the way that they walk, you know, not by how much money they have or how much money they don't have. You got to judge people by their results. What are some of the results that they're bringing in life? Okay. So, um, this was a good talk, you guys. I mean, I was on here almost 2 hours. I got to get back into the world, you know. But I appreciate you guys, and I need you guys to keep that energy high. Okay. Rue said it's all about swag. Again, happy people that's real swag to me, you know, where you're just here, man. Like I said, it's like you're not like I said, pretend it's a video game where it's not that serious about win or losing. You just love the game. That's how I feel about life. So before I go, everybody, can you please hit the like button? Um, I know a couple of you were asking about those services. So remember, you can contact me at occulthealing22@gmail.com. The email is in the description. Like I said, astrology readings. Anybody need those astrology readings, those tarot readings? I'm back to having one spot open again. I don't know why this one spot keeps getting traded for the magic coaching sessions. Because I was saving a spot for somebody, but so it's open now. So one more spot for the magic coaching sessions, the detox sessions, how to make money from home. Somebody asked about that. I forget who you are, but like I said, hit me up in the email. I'll work something out with you because I think you said you couldn't pay for it all the way. Like I said, I'm always working out. I'll work out the prices with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Again, I primarily, want to give you the information. Of course, there has to be an exchange, but again, I'm always down to help somebody. I'm always down to help somebody. Like if you're going through a time period, you can't really pay for stuff like that, we can work something out. So all those services, or just the one-on-one consultations, of course. And anything else, again, if you want a list of my services, just email me and I'll have my assistant send you a list of my services and their prices. But yeah, guys, this was a good conversation. Thank you for participating, everybody. Thank you, Marley. Thank you, John. Thank you, Kevin. Hopefully I see some questions I didn't get to. Thank you, Miss Green Eyes. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you, Echo. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to everybody that tuned in today. I love you. I want you to survive. I want you to be happy. I want you to get out there and live your life and change this frequency. So again, so it can change for all of us, man. Like that's what it's all about. It's about changing this frequency so we can change it for all of us. So until next time, you guys, it's peace, ashe, namaste. Keep them energies high, and I'll talk to you soon. One love.